Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'een. Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. Welcome to the nikah ceremony of John and Nuran. My name is Nihal Khan. I am the Director of Religious Affairs at the Islamic Center of Connecticut, which is a longer title for Imam, right? And located in Windsor, roughly 40 minutes from here. And today I will be officiating the nikah ceremony and will be joining John and Nuran in their union. So we are going to be reciting with some verses of the Quran, after which I will explain them. And then we will get into the actual nikah process. Marriage in Islam is actually very easy, but it's Muslims who complicate it, most of the time. So it's a very simple process. Everyone here is a witness to this marriage, though we have some official witnesses that are up here. So if all of you are like, we don't know about this marriage, I have them to back me up. So that's number one. And then number two, we'll get into the nikah process, which is a mere matter of a offering of marriage and then the acceptance of the marriage. And then from there, the marriage ceremony will be complete. We'll pray for the bride and the groom and the family. And then I will make sure to cease being a blockage to your food. And then from there, we will hopefully feast. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ومن آياته أن خلقكم من تراب ثم إذا أنتم بشر تنتشرون ومن آياته أن خلق لكم من أنفسكم أزواجا لتسكنوا إليها وجعل بينكم مودة ورحمة إن في ذلك لآيات لقوم يتفكرون ومن آياته خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف ألسنتكم وألوانكم إن في ذلك لآيات للعالمين صدق الله العظيم. The verses I recited were from the 30th chapter of the Quran, titled Surah Rum, speaking about the Romans. Verses numbers 20 to 22. And often within any Muslim wedding you go to, you often hear these verses. But you seldom hear what those verses are actually telling us. More so it ends up becoming a thematic discussion of saying, look, this scripture has marriage mentioned in it, so let's just talk about marriage. But there's something very deep within these verses that people fail to realize. It talks about the idea of signs. And in Arabic, the word for a sign is what? An ayah. Right? The word ayah also within the Quran refers to a verse of the Quran, denoting what? That a verse itself here is a miraculous sign. Now, how do we engage with our faith specifically? How do I engage with my relationship with God? For Muslims, it's about traversing a spiritual path through the realities in front of us. So it's not an extraterrestrial experience. It's actually supposed to be an experience grounded in real life relationships, in real life experiences, right? I'm sure, those of you that are on WhatsApp often get like a forward saying some ridiculous idea of like, look, we cut open this apple and God's name was in it, therefore Islam is the truth, right? You always see that. But that's not how faith is supposed to be imagined for Muslims, or for anybody for that matter, right? Rather, what it's about is finding divinity within the mundane, with the quotidian things of our life. Things that are very, very simple, and we seem to just gloss over them. So what these verses are going over and teaching us is that the miraculous nature of the world that we're looking for is literally right around us, right next to us. The relationships that we have, the friends that we have, the people that love us even though we harm them and hurt them over and over again. The people that stick by our side even though we know we don't deserve that type of companionship. All those people, all those things that we have in our life, which we did nothing necessarily to earn, but rather they are blessings that happen to be with us. Those miraculous signs lie in the destiny of two people who maybe just a generation ago may not have met. But now here you are, different backgrounds, right? Different places of growing up, two different countries, Indiana, Connecticut. Right? You bring them all together for the sake of love. You're gathered here because you want to see your loved ones happy. That's the point. And when we understand that, these verses actually are going over a few things. Number one, what is marriage based on? Right? It says right here, actually, in these verses that are cited. Number one, what the verses are mentioning is that the purpose of marriage is لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, to live in tranquility, to live in peace. And actually in Arabic, the word for home is actually a maskan, which literally means the place of sakina, the place of tranquility. So that tranquility you're seeking has to be found in that home of marriage. Right? Number two is mawadda, right? Which is love. If love is not within a marriage, it will be very difficult for it to succeed. If love is not there between two people, if they're being forced into a decision that is not of their own volition, there really won't be much of a marriage. And then number three is what? Mercy. Rahmah. Rahmah literally is mercy. That you know that something is right in your heart, but you choose to forego being right for being loved. Right? You have an opinion about something, and you are very much so vehemently in agreement or against the opinion of your spouse. I know it happens in marriage, right? Give it a few months. You'll see the differences arise. No, I don't mean that as a joke, right? Like people end up joking about it, but actually it's the truth of it, right? But it's within the ability to reconcile differences is where the love and beauty of marriage comes from. That's the truth of it. That's where it comes into being. And finally, the verse that comes right after that is وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ وَاخْتِلَافُ or خَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ, in the creation of the heavens and the earth. أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ وَاخْتِلَافُ أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ وَأَلْوَانِكُمْ, in the difference of your language and in the difference of your skin tone. There is a ayah. There is a miraculous sign coming together. When things are different and people are different and they decide to become one, there is a miraculous nature in it. When night goes into day and day goes into night, there is a miraculous nature within it. It just depends on which set of binoculars we're looking at it through, what lens we're observing it from. That's what marriage comes down to. It is about bringing signs together. And that's just a brief explanation of how we understand marriage within our faith, how it's shown within the Quran, and how we have to strive to actualize that. A marriage based on compassion, on love, on mercy, on companionship, and on serenity. You ready for this? All right. So as of this point, I'm going to go ahead and head into the nikah process. Right? Nikah is the Arabic word for marriage. And what we're going to be doing is I'll be reciting the Khutbatul Haja, which in Arabic is known as the Sermon of Need, but it's the sermon of officiating the marriage. So I'll read it in Arabic, and then after that I'll go over exactly where we are, how this marriage is taking place, and then after that ask John and Nuran some questions, and as well as Nuran's father. And then from there, there's going to be a verbal offering of marriage and then a verbal acceptance of marriage. And that's it, right? And that's what it's going to come down to. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the Khutbatul Haja. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. The first part of the Khutbatul Haja reads that indeed all praise and thanks are due to God, and we send blessings upon all of his messengers, from Moses, Jesus to Adam, and his final messenger, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. And at the same time, we read a few verses of the Quran to remind us of what it is that we're getting into. God says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اتَّقُوا اللَّهَ حَقَّ تُقَاتِهِ وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Believers, do not die except in a state of Islam, in a state of submission. يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسُ اتَّقُوا رَبَّكُمُ الَّذِي خَلَقَكُم مِّن نَفْسٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. O mankind, God has created you all from a single male and from a single female. وَبَثَّ مِنْهُمَا رِجَالًا كَثِيرًا وَنِسَاءً. And he has set you all out throughout the world. وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ الَّذِي تَسَاءَلُونَ بِهِ وَالْأَرْحَامَ. And God will ask you in regards to what was within the wombs, talking about what? Family relations. Right? God will ask us about those that are considered our family. So fear God in respect to your family. Inna Allah kana alaykum raqiba. Allah is watchful over all of you. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu ittaqullaha wa qulu qawlan sadida. Believers, fear God and always speak truthfully and clearly. Yuslih lakum a'malakum. If you do that, God will rectify your actions. وَيَغْفِرْ لَكُمْ ذُنُوبَكُمْ. And he will forgive you of your sins. وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ فَقَدْ فَازَ فَوْزًا عَظِيمًا. Whosoever obeys God and the Messenger will find felicity and success. فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. أما بعد قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم النكاح من سنتي فمن رغب عن سنتي فليس مني أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام. The Prophet ﷺ said that marriage is of my tradition, and whosoever turns away from my tradition is not of me. Today is August 14th, 2021 at 5:37 p.m., which conforms to the 6th of Muharram, 1443 in the Islamic year. The marriage that is taking place in front of us is being conducted according to the Quran, traditions of the Prophet Muhammad, and Connecticut state law, between John Belts Boyd, the son of John Wells Boyd, and Lori Louise Belts, and between him and Nuran Ghanem, the daughter of Muhammad Ghanem, and Fatima Muhammad Salman. Both parties are entering into this marriage of their own choice, without any pressure, and for the sake of their mutual happiness and love. The dowry is an amount that has been discussed and agreed upon between John and Nuran. The wali of Nuran is her father, Muhammad Ghanem, and the witnesses today are Khalid Ali, Muhsin As-Sayyid, and Minna Al-Fuli. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask the father of the bride, do you allow her to, inshallah, commission herself to get married?
Inshallah, I do.
Okay, sounds good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to first turn to Nuran, and I'm going to ask you a question that upon the conditions that I have just read, are you satisfied with them? So upon the above conditions, Nuran Ghanem, do you offer yourself in marriage to John Belts Boyd?
I do.
You do. Now, John, on the above conditions, John Belts Boyd, do you accept the offer of marriage to Nuran Ghanem?
I do.
You do. Congratulations, you're now a married couple.
I accept.
So, within the Islamic Islamic tradition, there's a prayer that is often said to a married couple, which I'll read it in Arabic and then we can recite it in English as well, which is Barakallahu lakuma, Barakallah
Barakallah
lakuma,
lakuma
wa baraka
wa baraka
alaykuma
alaykuma
wa jama'a
وجمع
baynakuma
بينكما
fil khair,
في الخير.
which means may God mutually bless both of you, may God shower you with blessings, and may He join both of you in goodness. That's what it is. So we're going to pray for the couple, and we're going to make some dua, inshallah, and then after that, whatever you all have planned. Oh yeah, and we have to sign this thing. That's actually important. So we'll do that after. Yes. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسوله النبي الكريم وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. Oh God, we ask you to bless the marriage of John and Nuran. We ask you to join them together in tranquility, join them together in love, and join them together in mercy. We ask you, O Creator of the heavens and the earth, the one who created differences in language, the one who created different skin colors to show our differences, to bring us together. Oh God, we ask you to join John and Nuran forever in goodness in this world and in the hereafter. We ask you to put ease in their marriage. We ask you to put compassion in their marriage. We ask you to make it easy for them to traverse this world and the next. We ask you to bless their families. Bless John's parents who came here, his friends that came here. Bless Nuran's parents that are here and her family and friends that are here. Oh God, we ask you by your name that whosoever is here that is going through a difficulty, whether that difficulty lies in themselves or in their relationships or in their finances or in their business or within themselves, to remove them of those obstacles and those difficulties. We ask you that through the barakah, the blessings of John and Nuran's marriage, to relieve everyone of their hardships. And we ask you, oh God, to bless them and bless all those that are here in this world and the next. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. And we're going to go ahead and sign the contract. Yeah. So I'm just going to go like this. So I'm going to go ahead and have you sign here. Yeah, or whatever.
This one?
Yeah, yeah. And then next one is Nuran versus Bride. And then you can sign the bottom one. Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
Standing of respect to everyone in here, and before I thank all of you for coming, let me give also a short speech in Arabic to my family overseas. Okay? عايز ابلغ، مش عارف هم شايفيني ولا لا، بس ببارك لهم كلهم على جواز نوران، وكنت نفسي طبعا كلهم يبقوا موجودين معانا ويحضروا الفرح بتاعها، ودي اول فرحتنا طبعا. حبيبتي كانت بيبي قدامنا وكبرت قدامنا، ودلوقتي وصلت انها تبقى عيله مستقله بنفسها. ربنا سبحانه وتعالى نساله انه يبارك لها ويحفظها. نفسي كان جدها الله يرحمه ده فتحي يبقى حاضر معانا، وكان اخر امنيه له ان يبقى موجود فرح نوران قبل ما يموت. وستها طبعا، وستها نمف، وخالها وعمامها وعماتها واولاد اعمامها كلهم. يا رب يكونوا شايفيننا وبيسمعونا دلوقتي، ولو ما كانش يبقى ده ان شاء الله يوصل لهم. وهم المفروض كانوا معانا دلوقتي على الاذاعه على الانترنت، لكن ان شاء الله يعني نفرح بها ويروحوا هناك ويفرحوهم ويعملوا لهم فرحه كبيره باذن الله. Now, I would like to thank every one of you who came here, and I don't want to take a long time from you. The Sheikh, mashallah, gave a lot. While in our tradition, I'll just add a little bit of things, few things. First, I was expecting, as my tradition in Egyptian style, you know, Muslims are 1.5 billion. In Arabs, very small corner nowadays from the Muslim, although they are the origin and the core of Islam, but became very limited. So I was like drying my hands from sweat because out of stress and anxiety, because in our way we shake hands with the groom and start the sheikh say all of these recitations while we are holding hands covered with like handkerchief. Anyway, this wasn't done, which is fine. This is just a tradition. It's not part of our Islam or anything. Another thing which is very, very important for us, as like Islamically, as the sheikh said, the most important corners of marriage is number love, passion, care, and commitment that we miss nowadays in relationships. Also in our Islam, the life or the community is based on families, not in singles. So our life, the smallest unit of the community is the family, not the person. It's based on the family because this is the essence of life. No one should go just single like that in life. That's not the normal. This is the abnormal. Okay? I will not talk much, so let me move something. Also in our tradition, we wish to have everybody get invited, make it as loud as possible. We are so quiet, but at these times we are so loud. And I don't know why Nuran insists to make it no sound, although we are next to the most famous Yale University, and we are not yelling here at all.
But you're really insulting me, man.
No, I want just to scream out of joy and show how this moment is so precious to me. That's why I want to yell out of it.
Well, yeah.
And yeah. So thank you for coming. That is our sirens in Britain, but not for emergency. It is for joy too. Thank you very much for coming. So let's move to.
So why don't you come over here?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
John and I will come up here.
Yes, go to the front. Yes, this is better.
Yeah.
Take a bow.